Torah portion this week is the longest Torah portion in the entire Torah. Not be the longest sermon of the year. It's a very long Torah portion. And Cantor Danny and I were saying, it just felt like a long week. Something about it, I don't know, it may have been that I spent too much time reloading Times of Israel, hoping that by refreshing the page, I could impact the flow of the news. Perhaps it's just this feeling of heaviness from the past 8.5 months. Perhaps it's seeing images of the north of Israel on fire. It's been a long week. And as I was reflecting on this week, I want to pick out one particular moment, a highlight, that if you don't know about, you must know about it. First, I'm going to give you a homework assignment. You can take out your phone if you'd like. Yeah, let's do it. Take out your phone. Open up your calendar. Scott, you didn't bring your phone? Wow. All right, Scott. Okay, all right. The rest of you, everyone except for Scott, take out your phone. Scroll on the calendar to June 1st, 2025. And put an appointment on your calendar. June 1st, 2025. Put an appointment on your calendar for what, 7 o'clock? Yeah, 7 o'clock. For 7 o'clock for the confirmation service at Kol Ami. You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. Put an appointment on your calendar to be here for the confirmation service for Erev Shavuot on June 1st, 2025. It was a long week, and the confirmation service was this beautiful pearl diamond in a year that's been hard. I see Mimi nodding. Mimi was here. Mimi knows. Mimi knows. Jen also knows. Differently, but Jen also knows. Confirmation is my favorite thing that we do as a Reformed community. There is nothing better than confirmation. If you're not familiar with it, I won't give you the whole history lesson. If you want the whole history lesson, we'll get some cheese and crackers and sit at Oneg, and I'll give you the whole history lesson. But suffice it to say, it's this moment that we do in 10th grade. And it's a year for these students of inquiry, of investigation of who they are and what they believe. And we talk. It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of listening. I'll tell you what happens at the end, then I'll tell you how we get there. At the end, each student writes an essay. I tell them it's a page, single-spaced. They look at me aghast, and I tell them that they will survive, and they do. A page, single-spaced, of who they are and what they believe. And I tell them this is not a commitment to what you promise you will believe when you're 23 or 47 or 92. It's a snapshot. Who are you in this moment? What can you confirm about what it means to you to be a Jew right now? And this past Tuesday night, our students read selections of those essays. And soon, next week-ish, depending on when the rabbi finally formats it appropriately to give to Allison to email to all of you, you'll get a packet with those essays, homework assignment number 2. You'll read them. And when you do, you will be amazed at the wisdom and the depth and the inspiration that comes out of the mouths. This class was a quiet class. I would say more it came out of their fingertips than their mouths. That comes out of the hearts and the Jewish neshama, the Jewish soul of these students. You will be amazed. They talk about this place. They talk about community. They talk about how they've accessed and re-accessed Torah stories. They've talked about what it feels like to use their voice to speak up for the things that matter to them. They've talked about ritual life. They talked about what it meant to them to grow up in the ECP and to be at this stage. They talk about teaching our students. It is inspiring and beautiful, and it will make you want to come to Torah study on Saturday morning or Talmud on Thursdays or what you'll want to catch up to these students and what they're thinking and where they are at a spiritual and intellectual level. Because what we do over the course of that year is we invest in ideas. I tell them early on of the year that ideas are like a piece of clothing. You don't have to wear it for forever, but you'll try it on. You'll see how it fits. You'll look in the mirror. You'll take it off. Maybe a friend will borrow it. And if you wear that hat this week, if in a month you don't want to wear that hat anymore, that's okay. You're allowed to change your mind and change your ideas. We talk about the nature of truth and where they can find truth. Capital T truth and lowercase t truth. But what it means to hold different truths at the exact same time. We investigate Torah and how we can allow ourselves to live as people of faith and religion and as people of science and inquiry. How we can hold both of those at the same time and how we can find new meaning in our stories. We argue. We find a way to disagree about things that matter and to do that with dignity, kindness, and respect. I insist that when we talk, we speak in the first person. It's hard to speak in the first person. You have to be brave to speak in first person, to say I believe, I think. Not we think, or they think, or you think. We all believe. We're brave, and we try on ideas in first person to see what it feels like to say something real out loud. It's a little scary at first, but we figure it out together. We do the Jewish work of not being satisfied with the surface, but of digging deeper and deeper and deeper. I am a humongous pain in the tuchus to them and ask them why 1,000 times. They got used to it eventually. It helped that I usually had candy in the office too. We do the intellectual work of what it means to be a Jew, to not be satisfied with the surface, to dig and to wonder, and then to say something that we believe. We spend weeks, hours talking about God. And they're able to find that while they're not sure exactly what they believe, they're starting to find the words to describe something that might sound like something that sounds like what they might someday maybe believe about God. And that's work that, with love and respect, my guess is many in this room haven't done in a solid 2 to 6 decades. Is that fair? You're going to read these students' essays and you will be amazed. And then you will become desperate to be here on June 1st, 2025. You'll want to hear what the next batch of students has to say, the new ideas that they'll inspire for you, the reminder that they'll give you about what it means to sit around the table with peers, with people that you care about because you've chosen to invest in an intellectual and spiritual life together. We talk about how this ritual isn't an individual ritual. It's not B'nai Mitzvah, a worthy and beautiful moment to stand at Torah. Confirmation is what we do together. Because we know that we get smarter, we get deeper in our thinking because we do it together. Because the idea that a friend says, it's not stealing their idea, it's being inspired by the wisdom of our fellow. They are a model of what it means to be in meaningful, intentioned Jewish community. To think, to wonder, to be able to hold difference with kindness and dignity and respect, to ask question after question after question, to dig down, to find one extra morsel of truth. And that comes out of the words of 16-year-olds who we are not accustomed to hearing wisdom from. And we do. And you will. And next year at this time, you'll be giving this sermon to your friends who didn't come to services today, and you'll be telling them that they have to read the packet of essays, that they have to come because they have to be wowed and amazed and inspired and blessed by the wisdom of our students and what they can offer and inspire us for what comes next together. When we do that, when we start that work, then we build the opportunity for a future of learning and connection and commitment. Maybe you haven't had a chance to do that in a while. Maybe you're waiting for when the clergy team is going to announce the next round of adult B'nai Mitzvah so you can start. It's probably going to happen in January of 2025. We're not sure yet. We have to wait till Rabbi Fisher gets here in 18 days. But we'll do that together. We're going to find ways to hold space for ideas and truth and questions and inquiry and depth, to be able to disagree and to find new ideas and wisdom together because we choose to come to and stay at the table even and especially when we have different ideas and opinions. That's the work of Jewish community. To have safe, sacred, brave space to say what's true and to hear the ideas of our fellows and find new truths together. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may each of us be worthy of presence, of truth, of commitment, of connection, and of the depth that we find when we're here together.